What is going on, guys? Welcome to Pantry Chat number 29. I am Liza, and we are talking about building a pantry today. It was about 4 years ago when we started our homesteading journey, and I was hoping to fill my pantries with a bunch of food that we grew in the garden, but that didn't really work out very good because we ended up with a groundhog that first year. So what did I do? I started my pantry with food that we bought at the store. I just followed the sales and learned how to can as I went. I also went to farmers markets and learned how to can from that. In today's economy, you really have to be following the sales if you want to build your pantry on a budget. Another thing you can do is preserve for the season, and a lot of times things are cheaper when they're in season just because they're more abundant then. I came up here because my freeze jar is making a lot of noise down there and it's really annoying. But the next thing we're going to talk about is food waste. And how do you really grow your pantry from food waste? Well, there's a couple different ways. Broth or apple scrap jelly or apple scrap cider vinegar or even apple wine. You can look back on the homesteading and recipes playlist and see some recipes for those things. The main goal in building a pantry is crossing things off your grocery list. So maybe, getting some lard instead of buying as much butter, or really using things differently is a great gateway into homesteading and just being a little bit more low waste. Sometimes it might take a little bit more time and effort, but actually just throwing things in the freezer before they go moldy, or throwing things in the freezer until you have more of a large batch and then you can make a product to cross something off your grocery list is a great way to do that. Another way to be low waste that people don't really think about is to just use up some of those meals that are maybe pushing their expiration dates, or meals that you bought because you thought that you were going to eat and then didn't. Just go ahead and make those so that they don't just expire and go bad and end up in the trash can. I talked in a previous pantry chat about building your pantry by just going ahead and buying things that you know your family's going to eat. Another way to build a pantry is to stop eating out. That saves a lot of money. Actually, it's like a whole grocery store trip at this point. And with the price of food going up, even the food at the restaurants are more expensive. So save your money for building a pantry. Doing a food challenge by not going to the grocery store is a great way to see what you're actually eating and how much you're going through. I want you guys to let me know down in the comments what you do to be low waste and to build your pantry, because sometimes these comment sections are better than what I can actually talk about.